ever get frustrated like I do that there just isn't enough time to learn everything you want? Our brains only hold so much, right?
Right.
So today, we're diving deep into the Mecasapien movement.
Okay.
They're this group, and they're grappling with whether merging with machines is the key to, like, breaking those limits.
And it's not as sci-fi as it sounds.
Oh, really?
We've got this whole stack of articles.
Oh, wow.
Some pretty wild research papers, actually.
Okay.
Even a few philosophical takes on this whole thing.
Cool.
And our mission today is to figure out if they're onto something here.
Yeah.
Or if this is like a one-way ticket to,
A dystopian nightmare.
a dystopian nightmare.
Yeah, I've seen enough movies to be a little worried about robots taking over.
Sure.
But the Mecasapien folks, they seem more focused on this balanced integration thing.
Right.
What's the deal with that?
It's really fascinating, actually. Think about the printing press.
Okay.
Back then, it was totally revolutionary.
Yeah.
Suddenly, knowledge could be spread way faster. Some people totally freaked out, saw it as like a threat,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it actually ended up helping humans learn and evolve.
So they're saying AI is our printing press moment.
Kind of. But like, on steroids?
Okay.
They're not talking about cyborgs or robots, really,
Right?
but a deeper link between humans and AI.
Okay.
The question is, can we make this leap without losing what makes us? Well, us.
Okay, let's unpack this a little bit.
Sure.
First, AI, it's doing everything these days, right?
It really is.
Composing music,
Yeah.
writing code,
Yeah.
even diagnosing diseases.
Uh-huh.
Is this the good kind of disruption
Right.
or the robots steal our jobs kind?
Both, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, one of your articles here dives into GPT-4.
Okay.
That's the latest AI language model.
Mm-hmm.
It can write articles that are almost impossible to tell apart from, like human-written ones.
Wow.
Awesome for productivity, potentially scary for anyone in, say, a writing-based profession.
Whoa, so even podcasters aren't safe.
Wow.
Okay, maybe I should be worried.
Well, maybe this deep dive will give us some answers.
Okay.
But seriously, though, the key here is responsible development.
Right.
The Mecasapien folks are really big on ethics,
Yeah.
making sure AI serves humanity,
Right.
not the other way around.
Okay, so not evil robot overlords,
Right.
but what exactly, how would this human AI integration even work?
Think about it this way.
Okay.
What if AI could, like, help you make decisions? Not like some algorithm controlling you,
Right.
but more like amplifying your own judgment.
Okay.
You'd have access to way more information,
Sure.
see patterns you might miss, make choices that are, truly informed.
So like having a super-powered research assistant in my brain.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's not just theoretical.
Oh, really?
There's actual research on brain-computer interfaces.
Okay.
Ways to literally connect our minds to technology.
Okay.
Imagine being able to learn new skills instantly.
Yeah.
Or like download information directly into your memory.
Hold on, downloading knowledge. That sounds like the Matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about the Mecasapien movement.
That's it.
It pushes us to think beyond our current limitations.
Okay.
It's saying, hey, maybe our human hardware is upgradable.
Okay, I'm intrigued,
Yeah.
but also a little freaked out.
Sure.
What happens to our individuality if we're all, like, hooked up to AI?
Right.
Do we become bellish human?
That's the core tension they're grappling with.
Yeah.
One of your sources, a philosopher,
Okay.
argues that our limitations, like our flaws,
Yeah.
they're actually what define us. Take away those, and what's left?
Right.
Are we still human?
Heavy stuff.
It is.
So are they saying we should just say no to all of this?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's more about being aware of the trade-offs.
Okay.
Maybe some integration is okay.
Right.
As long as we keep our autonomy,
Yeah.
our ability to choose.
Right.
That's their whole balanced integration idea.
Yeah.
Respecting our humanity while evolving.
This is getting deep.
It is.
So how do we even start to figure out where that balance lies?
Well, the Mecasapien movement itself is pretty diverse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some are all in on rapid integration.
Okay.
Others are more cautious.
Gotcha.
We've got to dig into those different viewpoints to, understand the full picture.
All right, before my brain melts from all these ideas,
Sure.
let's take a closer look at some real-world examples
Okay.
of human AI collaboration.
Right.
Give me something concrete to hold on to.
You got it.
Okay.
One of your sources talks about doctors using AI to analyze medical images.
Okay.
It's not replacing their expertise,
Gotcha.
but it's helping them spot things they might miss,
Yeah.
leading to faster and more accurate diagnoses.
Okay, so in that case, AI is literally saving lives.
It really is.
That's a pretty compelling argument for
Uh-huh.
at least some level of integration.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's just one example.
Oh, wow.
We're seeing it in art,
Yeah?
music,
Mm-hmm.
even in scientific research.
Really?
The potential benefits are huge.
Yeah.
But as with any powerful tool,
Sure.
there's the potential for misuse,
Right.
which is why that ethical framework is so important.
All right, so ethics are key.
Yeah.
But how do we ensure that? We need to get into the nitty-gritty of what responsible AI development actually looks like.
Absolutely. We can't just leave it up to chance.
Yeah.
We got to dive into the rules, the regulations, the big philosophical questions driving all of this.
All right, listeners, buckle up. We're about to get deep into the ethical maze of the Mechasapien movement. Don't touch that dial, or I guess close that app.
Right.
We'll be back after a quick, well, not a break, because we don't do breaks, but you get the idea.
Exactly. So how do we actually build ethical AI? It's like the question that keeps researchers up at night.
Yeah, I get that.
And for good reason.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh-oh.
ethics are tricky enough in the real world, right?
Yeah.
How do you even code that into something as complex as AI?
Well, one approach is to focus on transparency. Okay,
Like-
remember that GPT-4 model we were talking about?
Yeah.
The problem is even the developers, they don't fully understand how it works.
Really?
It's like this black box spitting out brilliant text,
Mm-hmm.
but we just don't know the why behind it, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
It is.
So if we don't understand how the AI is making decisions,
Right.
how can we be sure it's making ethical ones?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
some researchers are pushing for this idea of explainable AI
Okay.
systems where we can, like, trace the logic,
Yeah.
see the steps that lead to a conclusion.
Mhm.
It's like having an audit trail
Okay.
for every decision the AI makes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even with transparency,
You're.
AI could still reflect our own biases, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's learning from US,
Right.
and we're not exactly perfect.
Yeah, you're hitting on a huge challenge here.
Okay.
One of your articles talks about this AI system that was used for hiring,
Okay.
and it ended up actually discriminating against women.
Oh, wow.
It turned out it was trained on all this data that reflected these existing biases in the tone industry.
Ugh. So AI can actually amplify our problems if we're not careful.
It's a real risk, yeah.
Wow.
That's why some Mechasapien thinkers are advocating for something even more radical.
Really? What's that?
Designing AI with a totally different set of values than our own.
Wait, what? Like AI that's morally superior to humans?
Well,
Isn't that like a recipe for disaster?
well, the idea is that AI, if it's not, burdened by all our evolutionary baggage,
Right.
could potentially develop a more objective, less biased form of ethics.
Hmm.
It's a pretty controversial concept, to say the least.
Yeah, I can see how that would spark some debate.
For sure.
So we've got transparency, we've got values. Anything else we need to worry about when it comes to ethical AI?
Control.
Okay.
Who gets to decide how AI is developed and used?
Right.
Is it corporations, governments, or should it be like a more democratic process?
Right, because if just a few powerful entities control the AI, that could create like a whole new level of inequality.
Precisely. And the Mechasapien movement is pushing for things like open source development,
Oh.
citizen oversight,
Mm.
ways to ensure that AI benefits, everyone,
Right.
not just a select few.
Okay, so building ethical AI is clearly a work in progress.
It is.
But let's say we do manage to like crack the code.
Right.
What would this balanced integration actually look like in our lives?
Well, that's where the imagination really takes over.
Okay.
One of your sources paints this picture of a world where AI acts as like a kind of personalized mentor,
Okay.
helping you learn, make decisions,
Yeah.
even like navigate your emotional life.
So like a superpowered life coach in my pocket.
Exactly.
You could use one of those.
Right. Or imagine AI tools that can help us collaborate more effectively,
Okay.
break down those communication barriers,
Yeah.
foster like empathy and understanding.
Wow. So AI could actually help us become like better humans.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Not just, smarter or more efficient ones,
Right. Okay.
but there are, some darker possibilities too.
Oh, no.
Another one of your sources talks about the risk of becoming overly reliant on AI,
Okay.
like losing our critical thinking skills,
Yeah.
our ability to make decisions for ourselves.
Yeah, like in that movie Wall-E,
Yes.
where everyone's just sitting around on those hover chairs,
Right.
letting robots do everything for them.
Exactly. That's the dystopian flip side of mechasapien integration.
Right.
It's this constant balancing act.
Yeah.
You're making sure that we're using AI to enhance our humanity, not erase it.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we choose to use ease.
Exactly.
That puts a lot of responsibility on us, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We can't just passively wait for the future to happen.
Right.
We have to actively shape it.
Okay, so let's talk action.
Sure.
What can our listeners do, like, right now to prepare for this mechasapien future?
First, stay informed. Don't just accept what you read on, social media. Dig deeper, explore different viewpoints, challenge your own assumptions.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to have those, like, tough conversations with
Yeah.
friends and family.
Right.
The more we talk about this stuff,
Uh-huh.
the better prepared we'll be as a society.
Exactly. And if you're feeling really ambitious,
Yeah.
get involved in shaping policy,
Okay.
support organizations that are pushing for ethical AI development, contact your elected officials.
Right.
Make your voice heard.
Okay, so that's the big picture stuff.
Right.
But what about, like, on a personal level?
Yeah.
What should I be doing to prepare myself for this, like, wild future?
Well, I'd say the most important thing is to, cultivate your own critical thinking skills.
Okay.
Don't just blindly accept information from AI.
Yeah, right.
Learn to question it, analyze it, form your own conclusions.
So it's not about becoming, like, a tech expert.
No.
It's about becoming a better thinker.
Exactly. Because in a world where AI is, everywhere,
Yeah.
the ability to think critically, to discern truth from falsehood,
Yeah.
to make independent judgments,
Right.
those are going to be the most valuable skills of all.
Okay, so brains over bots.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
But let's be real, some of this tech is moving fast.
It is.
Are we even going to have a choice about whether or not to integrate with AI?
That's a question that's going to become increasingly urgent
Okay.
in the coming years.
Yeah.
One of your sources predicts that within the next decade,
Okay.
we'll see a dramatic increase
Okay.
in the availability and affordability of neuroenhancement technologies.
Wait, so we're talking brain implants, memory upgrades, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it's going to be available to everyone.
That's the prediction.
Wow.
And at that point, the question becomes
What's that?
not if we integrate with AI,
Yeah.
but how
Right.
do we embrace these technologies wholeheartedly,
Yeah.
or do we, draw a line?
This is getting heavy, folks. We're talking about, like, the potential for a fundamental shift in what it means to be human.
It's huge.
And the choices we make now,
Right.
they're going to have huge consequences down the line.
Absolutely. Which is why it's so important to have these conversations.
Yeah.
To, grapple with these ideas, to make informed decisions about the kind of future we want to create.
All right, before we spiral into an existential crisis,
Sure.
let's take a step back.
Okay.
Remind ourselves that, this is still early days.
It is.
A lot can change between now and then.
That's true. The mechasapien movement is still evolving.
Okay.
The technology is rapidly advancing.
Right.
And the ethical debates are, far from settled.
So in a way, the future is still unwritten.
It is.
And that's both exciting and a little bit terrifying, right?
It is, but it's also incredibly empowering.
Okay.
Because it means that we, as
Yeah.
individuals and as a society,
Sorry.
have a role to play in shaping that future.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the challenges. Uh-huh.
And the potential downsides
Yeah.
of mechasapien integration.
Right.
But let's end on a positive note.
Okay.
What are some of the, most hopeful possibilities that this movement offers?
Well, one of the most compelling visions is that of a future where AI can help us overcome some of our most, pressing challenges,
Okay.
from
Yep.
climate change
Right.
and disease
Yeah.
to poverty and inequality.
So AI not as a threat,
Right.
but as a partner in solving humanity's biggest problems.
Exactly. Imagine AI helping us to, develop clean energy solutions,
Cool.
personalized medicine,
Yeah.
create more equitable economic system.
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind.
Right.
But how do we make sure that happens? How do we ensure that AI is used for good
Right.
and not for harm?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a question that we're all going to have to answer, collectively as a species.
All right, listeners, it seems like we've reached the point where we need to, take a deep breath.
Yeah. Process all of this.
I know, right?
We've covered a lot of ground today,
Yeah.
from the, technical details of AI
Yeah.
to the ethical dilemmas of human-machine integration.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but my brain is feeling a little full.
Mine too. It's a
Yeah.
lot to take in,
Yeah.
but that's the beauty of a deep dive like this.
What's that?
It pushes us to, think differently,
Right.
challenge our assumptions,
Yeah.
expand our understanding of what's possible.
So as we move into the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's take a moment to, reflect on everything we've discussed.
Okay.
Think about the questions that have been raised,
Hmm.
the possibilities that have been, explored,
Yeah,
and the choices that lie ahead.
for sure.
Okay, so we've explored all the potential upsides
Uh-huh.
and the very real risks of this whole mecasapien future, right?
Right.
But before we wrap up, I think there's one more big question we need to grapple with.
What's that?
Well, if we can really augment our abilities, boost our intelligence,
Uh-huh.
maybe even extend our lifespans,
Okay.
what does it even mean to be human in that world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And honestly, one that philosophers have been debating for centuries.
Yeah.
But the mecasapien movement, it brings a whole new urgency to it.
Because it's not just about adding, some fancy tech upgrades.
Right.
It's potentially about changing what it means to, be a human at a fundamental level.
Exactly. One of your sources, a bioethicist,
Okay.
argues that our limitations, they're actually what make us human. Our vulnerability, our finite time on this planet.
Right.
Those are the things that, give life meaning.
Yeah.
If we erase those limitations,
Yeah.
do we lose something essential?
That's a, sobering thought.
It is.
So are they saying we should reject this whole mecasapien thing altogether?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's more about approaching it with awareness.
Okay.
Maybe some integration is okay,
Yeah.
as long as we retain our core values, our sense of self.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we choose to use it.
Exactly.
What do you think? Are there any enhancements you'd consider?
That's a tough one.
Knowing the, potential risks?
Yeah, one of your articles mentioned this survey
Okay.
where they asked people about specific enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, a lot of folks were open to improved memory or faster learning,
Right.
but they kind of drew the line at altering their personality or emotions.
That makes sense. We want to be better versions of ourselves.
Right.
Not completely different people.
Right. It's about enhancement, not
Mhm.
replacement.
Yeah.
And that's where the mecasapien movement is trying to, find that sweet spot,
Yeah.
using technology to augment our humanity, not erase it.
It's a delicate balance for sure.
It is.
But let's say we do find that balance.
Okay.
What could a mecasapien society actually look like?
Well, one vision is this world where humans and AI, they work together seamlessly. We bring our creativity, empathy, intuition,
Yeah.
while AI provides, its processing power, data analysis.
So a true partnership,
Yeah,
each side bringing its strengths to the table.
exactly. And that could lead to some incredible advancements
Oh, wow.
in fields like medicine, science, art, pretty much every aspect of human endeavor.
It's a pretty inspiring vision.
It is.
But I gotta admit, there's a part of me that's still a little uneasy about all this.
I understand it's natural to feel apprehensive
Yeah.
when we're talking about such, profound changes to what it means to be human.
So what do we do with that unease?
Right.
Do we just bury our heads in the sand,
No,
hope it all goes away?
Definitely not. This isn't going away.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do is stay informed,
Right.
engage in the conversation, make our voices heard.
That's where you come in, dear listener.
Right.
Don't just passively absorb this information.
No.
Go research, join online forums, talk to your friends and family about these ideas.
Yeah. Exactly. The more we discuss these issues,
Yeah.
the better equipped we'll be to navigate this, uncharted territory.
Exactly. And remember,
Yeah.
there's no one right answer here.
Right.
The future of humanity, it's not predetermined.
That's not set in stone.
It's something we're creating
Yeah.
collectively through our choices and actions.
Absolutely.
So keep exploring, keep questioning, keep learning. The journey is just beginning.
And we'll be right here with you, diving deep into the ideas that are shaping our world.
Until next time, stay curious.
And stay engaged.